Hey, konnichiwa, minasan, it's Gray from Wakizashi's Teahouse over in Japan. Warm and chilly wet greetings from Japan. How are you doing? Are you good? Are you genki? I hope so. I gotta say, I've not had a great week in comics. Last week was a bit of a quiet week, in my opinion. There weren't that many great releases, but I still want to give you some of my picks of last week. And then later on, we'll be talking about what we're looking forward to coming up this week. So, how are you doing there? Sit back, relax, have a cup of tea, and just let me waffle on. January was a 5-week month as far as comics go, so I'm going to give some recommendations for what I read from last week, which is the week beginning Monday the 29th of January. So these releases were out Tuesday and Wednesday, Jan 30th and 31st. For me, the pick of the week was Duke, issue 2 from Image. Part of the Energon universe, of course. Codename G.I. Joe continues. Now, this was a blast of an issue. I had a great time reading this. A lot of fun, some good action, great art by Tom Riley. I'm enjoying what Joshua Williamson's bringing to the Energon universe, the way it's tying in with the other titles, including Transformers, of course, and hopefully from now on, Cobra Commander. It feels exciting. It feels like we're reading something new, something exciting. You know, there's quite a lot of hype about this. People are talking about it. The people that I talk about comics with, they're all excited for it. So yeah, this is definitely a recommend. I did drop a review on my YouTube channel, so if you've not checked that out, please do so. But yeah, definitely pick it up. And if you can get a physical copy, I would go for it. It's only $3.99. As I say, great quality. A lot of character building in this issue. Some really surprising introductions. Some great characters for the G.I. Joe universe. And yeah, I say it's leaving people happy and with a buzz. What more do you want? Okay, the next issue I enjoyed from last week was Incredible Hulk, issue 8, written by Philip Kennedy Johnson with spectacular, and I mean spectacular art by Nick Klein. You've got to see it. You've got to get a copy if you can. Now, to be honest, this was a fast read. It really was. It kind of surprised me, but I tell you what, I went back when I finished it and I started reading from the beginning again. I took my time just taking in that art. The art is glorious. Really, really good. There's a real horror theme to this issue. It's the conclusion of Hulk's throwdown with the World War II Ghost Rider and the War Devils. This is what it says on the synopsis. The personification of rage and the spirit of vengeance have their own vengeful spirit to conquer. When the Hulk and the undead Ghost Rider of the past finally come face to face with the monstrosity controlling these war devils, a bone-crunching brawl follows. Tell you what, that was hard to say. We were taking a breath. We just managed to get through it in one breath. There we go. So that's the synopsis from Marvel Comics, but as I say, a fast read, but just glorious to look at. The next one I want to shout out from last week is King Spawn, issue 30. This is written by Todd McFarlane now, and the art's by Javier Fernandez. Now, good thing about this is the art. The art's great, yet again. Javier Fernandez always delivers with the art, but I've got to say, I'm not tired. Tired is not the right word, but I'm getting a little bit, what's the word? In Japanese, I would say in Japanese then, like, moi, like, you know, that I've had enough. It's been stretched out. This King of Hell, Hell Throne, who's going to get on a throne, legend, Tim Curry. This storyline's been stretched out for so long, it feels like it's never going to end, but supposedly it is, because it's all building up to Spawn issue 350, which as far as I know drops at the end of this month, is it? It could be, or it could be very soon. So this is a very Al Simmons focused issue. You know, he's on the road to the Hell Throne, and he's got a companion. Can you guess who it is? It is his ex-wife. His dead ex-wife, Wanda. So there are some really nice scenes with these two catching up, talking, trying to get along. And yeah, I enjoyed it. But as I say, all the Spawn towers at the moment, they are feeling pretty stretched, and I'm not alone in saying that. But again, if you're here for great art, pick up any of the titles, and you're only paying $2.99 for them, so what could be wrong with that? Can't argue with that. I really hope Todd keeps that price point. One more to shout out, and this is mainly for the art. Have you been reading Spine-Tingling Spider-Man? Because issue 4, the conclusion, dropped last week. It's written by, is it Saladin Ahmed, and art is by Juan Ferreira. I can't pronounce his name. It's not Ferrari. I tell you what, I was watching Ferrari the other night. Pretty good movie. But Juan Ferreira Rocher. Do you know those chocolates? Maybe not. I tell you, I'm just being silly now, but the art is glorious in this. It's dark, it's horror themed. There are some really, really good panels, great pages, some good creatures, monsters in here. Spider-Man looks pretty badass throughout. The story has been okay. I kind of drifted off it after the first couple of issues, but this one pulled me back in and I enjoyed it for the conclusion. But as I say, let me emphasize, this is an art pickup. It really is. It needs to be seen. So yeah, a bit of a late one, a bit of a late call, but Spine-Tingling Spider-Man issue 4 is worth a look if you're interested in a more horror-themed Spider-Man title. And only 4 issues, so you can probably pick up the trade in a couple of months or even a few weeks. You know what Marvel are like. Money, money, money. I also have a couple of honourable mentions, and I picked these up mainly because it was such a quiet week. The first one is Dark Ride issue 10 from Image Comics. This is written by Joshua Williamson. He's like the busiest comic book writer in the world at the moment, isn't he? He seems to be writing about 25 titles. I could be exaggerating there. The art's by Andre Bressan. I liked it. Just let me give you the brief synopsis. It says, the character Sam desperately searches for his missing daughter, who's been taken by the mascots as the park's next victim. It's like a deadly theme park. But Halloween has learned the truth of her father's bargain with the devil and the power she now wields with it. There we go. Sounds a little bit, confusing if you've not been reading it, because it is issue 10. This is $3.99. It's been getting some pretty good reviews. Just let me give you a little brief read from one of them. This book is some dark stuff. As a father, this read was a little emotional and gut-wrenching. Be warned, it's not an easy read. That being said, the quality of the book remains high, and anything that can create a strong emotional response is awesome. That was by a user on League of Comic Geeks, somebody called Volrath528, so nice one. And the other issue I want to shout out, an honourable mention, is another Image comic, Local Man issue 9, written by Tim Seeley with art by Tony Fleece. I tell you, I've been kind of dipping in and out with it, and the first 5 issues I thought were great, but I kind of drifted off. I'm not even sure why. This is issue 9. It says here, Jack knows it all. He's a real damn detective, not just a washed up 90s superhero. But will he be able to accept a truth that will change the way he thinks about himself, his powers, his family, and the crappy town he's chosen to protect? More importantly, will he be able to escape the literal tidal wave rolling down Main Street? Yeah, this is a really good read. It's interesting, exciting, it's a little bit different. I like the art in it, so yeah, I would shout it out. I've been hearing people from other podcasts have been talking about this and saying, yeah, you should definitely be reading it if you're looking for something with a great story, a bit of a throwback to 90s superheroes, but very self-aware, a little bit meta at times. So yeah, shout out for Tim Seeley's Local Man. Now, if you've been following my reviews for a while, if you've been listening to my waffles, if you've been reading my blog, my WordPress blog, Wakizashi Reviews, you know that when I was younger, I was a huge Batman comic book fan, a huge Batman character fan. I've actually dropped the main Batman series. This is, I think it was after not Failsafe, I quite enjoyed Failsafe, but was it the Batman of Gotham, the one that followed that? I just dropped it. So Chip Zdarsky's lost me. He's lost me as a writer. He's lost me from the character. But this week, well, I'm talking about this later, but this coming week, there is this new Joker Year 1 weekly, 3-part weekly comic book that's coming out as the main Batman title. I'm still not sure I'm going to check it out yet. But what this long introductory waffle is about is, last week, there were 3 Batman-themed books that were out. There was the World's Finest Annual, Batman Superman. There was Batman and Robin Annual, and there's Batman Offworld. Now, what I did, I managed to get hold of some review copies of those 3. And I would say, if you're going to choose one, I'd go for the Batman Offworld, issue 3. Jason Aaron, he's writing a good story. He's having a lot of fun, you can tell. There's some great art in here, some really cool panels. I'm just checking who the artist is now, and here we go. Penciler's Doug Monk, and the inks are by Jamie Mendoza. Colours Dave Barron. To say, some of these panels are great. There's a real kind of space fantasy sci-fi feel to it. It's a bit sexy, it's funny at times. Batman's a badass, and there's this kind of huge metallic looking battle cat on the cover and inside. Wait till you see it. So yeah, if you're not sure about the three different Batman titles, I wasn't that keen on the Batman Superman The World's Finest annual. Didn't really get a lot out of that. Batman and Robin annual was better, I thought. It's got some pretty cool, if interesting art by Howard Porter. He's got a very individual style. So if you like that, do check it out. It looks glorious, but yes, as I say, some people aren't sure about his style. It's a bit distinctive, a bit weird at times. But yeah, I'd go for Batman Off-World over the other two. But if you have to go for two, Batman Off-World and the Batman and Robin annual.
Oh, you think darkness is your ally?
Righty-ho, next let's have a look at the new comics for this week, February the 7th, which is Wednesday, so the week starting Monday, February the 5th. We got DC Comics out on Tuesday, and of course the rest out on Wednesday. Now for me, the one I'm looking forward to the most this coming week, is Ultimate Black Panther, issue 1, mainly because it's written by Brian Hill. Just want to warn you though, this is $5.99, you got to pay $5.99 for this. It says 40 pages, but you probably end up getting about 33, 34, something like that. The art's by Stefano Caselli, so I'm not sure what to expect with this yet. I've not seen any of the preview pages, the interior pages, but I know his name. It says here X-Men Red and Avengers. He's done work on there. But as I say, I'm mainly going for this for Brian Hill. I really, really enjoyed his opening to the Blade series, which is gone off a little bit lately, but the first 4 issues of that were great. And of course his mini-series on Killmonger was a couple of years back. That was very good too. So let's have a quick look at the synopsis. It says here, the new Ultimate Black Panther. In the wake of Ultimate Invasion, Khonshu and Ra, the force known together as Moon Knight of course, they're seeking to expand their brutal control of the continent of Africa. In response, the lone bulwark against them, the isolated nation of Wakanda, will send forth its champion, its king, the Black Panther. It's described as a bold new take on the world of Black Panther and Wakanda. So, yes, I'm looking forward to this. I want to give it a shot, at least. But the $5.99 price tag is a little bit high for me. We'll have to see what happens. What do you think? Are you going to pick it up? Are you looking forward to it? Giving Brian Hill a chance on Black Panther? Okay, here we go. Next one, as you can see, I'm highlighting here. The next one I'm looking forward to is Conan the Barbarian, issue 7, which I think it was delayed a week. It was supposed to be out last week, as far as I know, and I did see some reviews, so I'm not sure how that works. But this is Conan the Barbarian, say issue 7, written by Jim Zub, art by Doug Braithwaite, colours Diego Rodriguez. I tell you, last issue 6, I really enjoyed it. I loved seeing Doug Braithwaite's take after the wonderful work by Roberto de la Torre for the first story arc. This is described as warrior, thief, pirate. After adventures on the high seas, Conan returns to shore to find himself haunted by the memories of Belid, captain of the Tigris and queen of the Black Coast. What a great title that is, Queen of the Black Coast. Is it a metal band? Is it a great movie? Can a high-stakes heist draw him out of his tortured past, or will it plunge him deeper into the chaos that has always been waiting for him? So yes, looking forward to this. Let's have a quick scan through the covers. Unfortunately, people who are listening and not watching won't be able to see these, but let's shout them out. There are some awesome looking covers here. There's an exciting looking one by Patrick Zurcher. We have a variant by Jessica Fong. I'm not sure about this one. It's almost Peach Momoko style, but a little bit fey, a little bit fairy tale-like. Looks like it's meant to be Belit on the cover, but it doesn't look like her. There's a variant here by Alex Hurley. I think he does the main cover too, but there's a Virgin variant without any of the script or titles on. Yeah, this reminds me of the old kind of fantasy role-playing what do you call them? The Dungeon Master's Guide, the role-playing books. It's the art you used to see on those covers. AD&D, Dungeons and Dragons, Mazes and Monsters. Anybody remember that? Okay, so that's Conan, issue 7. Yes, very excited. $3.99 by the way. Okay, one more for me, and this is listed as a maybe. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to pick it up or not, But if you followed my channel, my YouTube work for a while, you'll know that I was covering all the Spawn titles for the first couple of years. I was big into Gunslinger Spawn and King Spawn. They're my two favourites from the 4 Spawn titles. So we've got Gunslinger Spawn, issue 28, which drops on Wednesday. Again, only $2.99. Written by Todd McFarlane, and it's got art this time by Dexter Soy, who has been doing a fantastic job with the art. I've really been enjoying his take, his style. Of course, we all miss Brett Booth, don't we? But remember, folks, he's coming back. He's coming back with Spawn 350. So the reason I'm hesitant about Gunslinger Spawn is the same reason why I was saying about King Spawn wasn't really a definite recommend last week. It's like the story's been so stretched out, the timelines are all over the place, they're trying to bring all the characters together and, you know, bring the timeline together, but it's not been working. Let's just read the synopsis, and this kind of sums it up. Gunslinger is reluctantly caught up in the quest for the throne of hell. Right? He's been like caught up in that quest for about a year and a half. But his involvement may actually provide him with a way home. May provide him with a way home. Notice the use of may there. So yeah, again, gorgeous, gorgeous art by Dexter Soy. Looking forward to it. Great cover here as well. There's only the one variant. It's by Raymond. Where are we? Gay? Is it Gay? Raymond Gay? Can I say that? Of course I can. Can you say Gay on YouTube? Cover artist, the main cover is by Paul Renault. And it doesn't have a list for the variant cover artist, but Raymond Gay variant, it says here, cover B. It's awesome, by the way, cover B. They're both good covers. But if I had to choose one, I'd probably go for the Raymond Gay variant, cover B. That's a pretty awesome image, isn't it? Look at that. Again, sorry if you can't see it if you're listening, but we've got a great posed Gunslinger Spawn. His eyes and mouth aglow. He's holding a rifle on like over his shoulder. His 6-shooter has got smoke coming out the barrel. There are crows or ravens in the air behind him, and yeah, he just looks great. It's a really good pose. It's an awesome image. And probably the biggest release of the week is, if it's not Ultimate Black Panther, you've got to say it's Batman issue 142, which I was talking about before. The Joker Year 1, Part 1. And apparently issue 142, 143, 144 are coming out weekly. And they're $4.99 each. So you got $5 a week for 3 weeks if you're buying the Batman series, but I'm not. Again, I'm going to see if I can get hold of a review copy because I am curious to read it, but again, as I mentioned before, Chip Zdarsky's kind of lost me on Batman. I've just dropped his run, not been enjoying it nowhere near as much as I was enjoying his Daredevil run, especially his original Daredevil run, not the relaunch. So let's have a quick read of this. It says here, the tragic death, in quotation marks, of the leader of the Red Hood gang in a vat of chemicals has become the subject of myth. But what is the heartbreaking and gruesome tale of the monster who walked away from that violent birth? And how does it affect Batman's distant future? The Joker Year 1 begins here. So, written by Chip Zdarsky, art is by Andrea Sorrentino. It says here, pencils Giuseppe Camuncoli and inks by Stefano Nessi. So how does that work? You've got Andrea Sorrentino and you've got an extra pencil and inker. So maybe there's going to be like 2 different art styles in there. I'm not sure. As I say, I've not seen any of the... I've seen a couple of the preview pages, but I thought they were just by one artist. People seem to be excited for this, but there are some saying like, oh God, not another Joker story. There we go. So yeah, do let me know again in the comments. Will you be picking it up? Are you excited? Are you still with Zdarsky, or has he lost you like he's lost me with Batman? Just getting distracted by one of the variant covers. There's a kind of swimsuit variant with Batgirl. Oh my goodness. I wish you could see it. There we go. Okay, great. As Gray's eyes focus on a nice posterior. And just to let you know what else is out. We've also got X-Men 31, Venom issue 30, Poison Ivy 19, Fantastic Four 17, The Avengers issue 10, Shazam issue 8, and Birds of Prey issue 6. The new releases continue with Ultimate Black Panther issue 1, Doctor Strange issue 12 comes out, Gunslinger Spawn 28, which I talked about. We've got Captain America issue 6. Anybody still buying that? Reading it? Is it any good? Sensational She-Hulk, the relaunch, issue 5 comes out. Walking Dead Deluxe, issue 82. Daredevil Gang War 3 and Rogue Sun, issue 18. Just going to go one more row. I don't want to read them all out because I'll be sending you all to Bobies, to Dreamland. We've got Thanos, issue 3. Fire and Ice, Welcome to Smallville. My God, is that still going? Issue 6. Conan, as I said, issue 7. The Cull, issue 5. Thundercats, our go. Thundercats issue 1 comes out from Dynamite. Interesting. That's $4.99, by the way. We also have a Wolverine Madripoor Nights issue 1, and then Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees from IDW, which I've heard from a good friend, a good YouTube buddy, that is really good. It's worth a look. I must catch up on that. Oh, there's a couple more I want to shout out as well. We have also Kneel Before Zod from DC, but it's quite far down on the pull list on the League of Comic Geeks website. That's interesting. Maybe not that many people hyped for it. I'm not sure. I thought issue 1 was okay. Didn't really excite me, but it was an interesting premise. Anything else? Alien issue 4. Not been enjoying that. There's a Suicide Squad Kill Arkham Asylum issue 1. I won't talk about the game here. I'm not really into games, so I don't know, but I've heard a bit of the controversy or what's the word? Furore about that game. And we also have Superman 78, issue 4 comes out. But again, I've not heard anyone talking about that. One I wanted to shout out, one last one. I don't know if you've read any of them. Image Comics have been dropping a really cool kind of Conan style, barbarian style, awesome art comic called Bloodrick. And issue 3, the conclusion. There's only 3 parts. Issue 3 drops on Wednesday. It's priced at $3.99. I've actually seen a preview copy and the art is glorious. I don't know the creator. Do let me know if you know him in the comments. Andrew Cronke. But he's the writer and the artist. And it's a bloody, brutal comic book. Let me just give you the synopsis before I finish. The story of Bloodrick reaches its bloody conclusion. He has dragged his wounded body across the wasteland and to the top of the mountain in search of food. What he finds instead will lead him into a brutal confrontation. Does Bloodrick have the strength to make it out alive? You know, if you're looking for something different, something like a little bit surprising, but something with some really good art and it's done by somebody who clearly loves the craft, really cares about what he's doing, give it a shot. You might enjoy it. So, there we go. That's it for Gray's Picks and Recs. Rex, what are you on about? You know, picks and recommendations. I do hope you enjoyed it. Do let me know in the comments what I might have missed, what you're looking forward to, anything that you've picked up recently which has been really good, which I've not put on my list, I've not covered. I always want to hear about new, good, exciting comics, and I love hearing back from you. I love any kind of feedback I get. So, what remains to be said is, remember, if there's a Wakizashi in the tea house, you know something's up. Ladies. Okay, see you next time. Matane.